Aloha, my friends and family. I hope we're rebuilding this world in the image of Her Majesty, the Divine Mother. And yes, I say a prayer to myself that is in that soul Helios to destroy these chemical subtle weapons of nanotech and heavy metals in the clouds so that I can get some sun on my face now. Today, my video is called Escaping Reductionism's Shallow Cage. And if you think about it, this kindergartner spiritual concept that's been foisted on many subconscious and they don't know it, is why? Even after I was shadow banned on YouTube, even though it's the reason why, really I was shadow banned, the reason why 90% of the people who I do guerrilla marketing with and give my flyers to never tune in. Because they don't have time. They're busy being a slave for the box, and they don't want to think about how the philosophy of money is power is why they can't listen. The spirit of the anti-life in their subconscious is going to, Lucifer in their subconscious is literally going to prompt them to get back to work. So that's just how it is. That's how powerful. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say Lucifer is not powerful. They're extremely powerful, but it's a false hologram. It's not the real power. I gotta roll, 'cause I thought that humans 2.0 are marching in, but it's gonna go real slow, so I'll spend the whole day funky. I'll spend the whole day stoned, acting silly like a monkey just to help me feel it up. Is it the end of the beginning? Or how about another ending? About when you know true love is never ending. I gotta roll, 'cause I thought that the fakest and cruelest gods of all are so sure that they stole it all. So I'm going to tell you the truth for an hour. I'm going to tell you the truth for 30 minutes. I'm going to tell you the truth as long as you want to get it. You can just press play all on this clip and watch me for the rest of the afternoon. I got to know that I did my job to play and give, not just to rob, but to enlighten a few about the truth of it all. Even if it's just a few, I'm okay with it. Escaping reductionism's shallow cage. So, in this environment of financial reductionism, on top or bottom of this, folks work just about all their hours just to survive the rent, especially the coast of California here, if they're not specialized or wealthy. Reductionism is really ugly. One of the most blatant of Lucifer's wrong-headed, inverted compulsions, okay, that, subconsciously people submit to and agree to. What can you do about it? Divorce this sick concept by seeing the inherent value in everyone. Okay? At first, a tall order, but it is doable. Some are here to teach you what not to be like. Reductionists, for example, know the goodness never made. Reductionists, for example, know the good that Goddess never made any junk DNA, and every embodied soul may have a blueprint, a service mission, or something worthy to teach you. Discern the obvious inherent value in souls, even just to show you what not to do, the mistakes. Knowing the earth is a living library and school. I've even done that. I've said, this is what you should not do. Choose to grow however you can. Finding meaning in every situation through reframing. Okay? If you are not going to leave your position, remember the great movie, The Groundhog Day. Remember the great movie Groundhog Day, okay? And uncover respect from the gross, ashy pile of narcissistic survival mode in a bankster financier's dog-eat-dog throwdown. Reject reductionism. Eventually 100% by experiencing the inherent value in a homeless, an elderly, a rent-free person, or someone from a completely different situation. Okay, I gotta get something. This is a book my mother gave me called Rough Sleepers, and it's about this doctor, this MD, who went out of his way to, well, he took on a job in Boston taking care of the homeless in this emergency van in the, graveyard shift. He started doing it 3 times a week after a while, but it was a really touching, beautiful book. And so I really like this one part right here that this is exactly what I'm talking about. According to a doctor who had worked for the program in the early years, Jim had a knack for pre-admiration. The doctor explained, even the average extrovert is not super excited about meeting somebody who smells bad, who's wearing tattered clothes, is lying on the ground and asking for money. But it's possible to do, and Jim was the most powerful example I'd ever seen in my life of somebody who was willing to do that, who was doing that naturally. Pre-admiration was something like the opposite of prejudice, a quality the doctor had tried to emulate. I think that Jim has an attitude of pre-admiration for the people he doesn't yet know. His presupposition is, oh, I'm eventually going to like this person. I will probably find some reason over time to like them. I just happen not to know it yet. See, well, this is the proper attitude to have in life, is to learn to look at what you can learn from someone, or the value inherent in everyone, because it's there if you have the eyes to see it. As Yeshua always said, if you have the eyes to see, the value inherent is there in every situation, every person that can help you to awaken to what you want to do in your life. A man named Peter Santello, I think his name, he's exactly my age, and he has a YouTube channel. It's a really wonderful channel, one of the few I would recommend that has millions of subscribers, and that I know of. Well, there's a lot of good ones, and he goes around to places all around the country that people normally don't go, hillbillies in West Virginia, and he just recently went to visit a shaman, a Lakota shaman in South Dakota. A real human does not forget the possibility of radical healing. I mean, that's why I mentioned his channel, because his channel is a great example of somebody who's made a beautiful contribution to, destroying getting rid of his own prejudice by interviewing all kinds of people who are nothing like him. That's what his whole channel's about. A real human does not forget the possibility of radical healing. Transformative knowledge is everywhere, especially within the fake psychological battles of the rainmakers. Radio station 666 forced on us internally, and the gross, weird, and the untouchables, the most disgusting people you meet, might have something to teach you, And reductionism is worshiping Mammon. Okay? Mammon is a god who has huge, big biceps like Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime, but no head. Why is he depicted like this? They worship this God. Why is he depicted like this? Because he's the god of money. Money is the force with the might, the demiurge. No brains, no morality. He just has the muscle. So you're worshiping a god who is... Mammon has two big arms but no head. A stupid brute builder. Don't buy into this stupidity anymore. Remember, the vast value in all human life is not just to be financial slaves and batteries for the elites and their masters. Voluntarism, David James Rodriguez brought the Voluntarism Club to Santa Cruz as a great example of an alternative to this, where you choose who you meet with and play with and work with. You choose your partners, not because you were forced to do it. Escape from the meaninglessness of capitalist reductionism. How? Escape from the meaninglessness of capitalist reductionism begins when you notice it's fake. It's fake-ass prevalence. Create open meetings. Remember what Mahatma Gandhi and Vandana Shiva talk about satyagraha, like the beach, for example. Spend time in open community spaces. Create open meetings. Do things spontaneously. Serve the truth and remember the goddess in all you do. It's the key, because she's in all. You can volunteer, counsel strangers, or simply when you're doing your laundry at the laundromat or in the grocery store when somebody's talking to you in line, just simply listen to what they're saying and try to help them as much as you can. Remember, the goddess can and will be creative in any situation. Nature gives immeasurate value to all. Reductionism, however, is so shallow, like a black hole and myopic that it really is. As you can see, this money loses its black magic power grip over you. Maybe now is the best moment to do this, if you haven't already, because when they pull the plug on the paper money and try to force CBDC on us, you know, all hell's going to seem to break loose on the surface in some regions of some cities where people aren't prepared for that. And all organic and some AI life is rich in meaning, literally, and nicing is a word I made up, if you have the eyes to see. You know, as Yeshua said, Jesus Christ, so to speak, said, you know, when will we see the kingdom of heaven, Master? You know, when we die, when we're born again, or when we're enlightened. And he said, what's all around you, you just don't, if you have the eyes to see it, you know. You see, the very fact of my emergence from this camp here, making the videos and such, easily cuts and slashes the validity of this childish kindergarten logic in the eyes, or the third eye of the wise who watch this. I was able to exist quite well at times years ago, 20 years ago, just from dumpster diving. As a young person, I did not pay rent, mortgages, or property taxes. I'd sometimes stay with friends on their couch and so forth, or do a work trade for a bed. I was unwilling to be a slave. I may have given up my wife and children, at least in that part of my life, my career and normie life, inadvertently, or a younger version thereof, so to speak. However, as haunted, I would that would have left me as haunted by the incessant bills as anyone, and probably have been even more psychologically controlled by the Dark's radio theater. So if you haven't already, begin by burning this classism away with the clear light of the truth of the timeless day. No spirit in a mortal flesh suit can determine the value of another properly. Okay, this is why I really don't break the law, so to speak, because I don't believe that someone in a black robe can properly judge anyone. Only God can judge me, Tupac said. Only goddess can rule the free, I say. And you know what? If you enjoyed this, subscribe, follow me, click on the bell for more, and let's make this a more pure and beautiful world in the image of the Most High, Divine, Sacred Goddess, Christ Sophia. Love you, family.